I'm Karen Sukney, Director of Editorial Content at Healthcare Packaging Magazine with Take 5. Today we're talking tips for switching to hybrid or virtual audits. And these tips kind of apply to you whether you're a pharmaceutical manufacturer or you're on the contract side of things. Recently I covered a story where contract research facility, the Jackson Laboratory, otherwise known as JAX, in California was hybrid audited by their client out on the East Coast. So in this case, it really just didn't make sense for the client to send someone across the country, especially when COVID was kind of exploding on the East Coast, and it just didn't make sense for someone to potentially expose the employees or the animals at JAX. So the client was able to perform a document audit remotely while a more local auditor conducted an on-site audit in California. So all parties involved felt that this hybrid audit was successful, and they offered some tips to make the process go a little bit more smoothly. So the first thing I want to talk about is think about how that you'll perform file sharing. So in this case, JAX opted to use Box for their file sharing, which is a platform that they had already, integrated into their site. It was already vetted by IT, and they really had to move quickly. So it didn't make sense for them to, add in these new platforms or tools for file sharing when they already had Box. Additionally, they really liked the way they could easily turn on view and edit permissions and then turn them off when the times were appropriate. So you really want to think about how you're going to be moving documents safely and securely. Number two, you really want to make sure that there are accommodations for the on-site auditor to view areas as safely as is possible. So we know that especially in labs and manufacturing sites, there's not always tons of room to socially distance. So in this case, you want to think about, relying on your gowning and masking procedures, yes, but also think about any sort of tools or extras that an auditor might need to see things. So in this case, the auditor mentioned that they were sort of shorter in stature, and so JAX needed to provide a stool in order for them to see a certain procedure. Number three, consider what kind of cameras you're going to use. So JAX made use of their existing ceiling mounted cameras, and then going a step further, auditors were able to remotely observe cell culture procedures in depth via JAX laptop cameras. So they had, this really side-by-side view of these procedures via, just laptops. So next, think about budgeting prep time. So uploading documents takes time. It's also kind of important to offer a facility plan and perhaps even schedule in a layout meeting to take the place of what would normally be a tour where somebody, just comes in and gets kind of the layout of a facility. So, you really kind of want to make people feel like they're really there as much as possible. The last tip is to schedule breaks. So I don't have to explain this to you guys. Being on camera all day is exhausting. Everyone has Zoom fatigue. It can be really hard to, be in, an 8-hour or longer meeting where you're constantly needing to sit up straight and you can't just get up and freely go get a glass of water. So make sure that you're scheduling in bio breaks. Also consider time zones when you're scheduling things. Lunch break out in California is going to be 3 o'clock in Florida. So it takes a lot of preparation and probably some accommodation on both sides to really make it work with the various time zones and, the Zoom, setup and fatigue. So the team at JAX said that remote or hybrid audits are really likely to continue after the pandemic and that they're kind of becoming the norm right now. Auditors get to review things ahead of time and they come in with their questions versus, sitting in a war room and reviewing in person. It also saves on safety. So you're not bringing someone into your facility who's just been on a plane and you're really kind of reducing that exposure. It saves also on travel costs and jet lag. There's, more detail in the story. So if you want to check that out, just visit the URL that's on the screen. Thank you so much and see you next time at Take 5 with Healthcare Packaging.